alaikum and a very good morning. Today, my team and I will present about the glaciers is melting. We are four members in a group. The first presenter is Fazatul Adawiyah Binti Hamdam, and the second presenter is Mohammad Azharuddin bin Abdul Rashid. The third presenter is Athirah bin Shaharum, and the last presenter is Fatin Nabilah Binti Mohammad Lateh.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fazatul Adawiyah Binti Hamdan and my student ID is 2019241106. Today, I would like to share with all of you about importance of glacier towards environment. Actually, there are a lot of benefits glacier towards environment, which are humans, animals, plants, and so on. So, let's get started. First, glaciers very important to global warming and climate change. This is because glaciers as an indicator, and we can base on physical change at glacier. As the planets are conditional, the polar ice caps impact weather and climate dynamics, such as the jet stream. Glaciers are also yearly indicators of climate change that will have a somewhat more delayed impact on other parts of the Earth system. Glaciers are sentinels of climate change. They are the most visible evidence of global warming today. In addition to rising seawater levels, widespread loss of glaciers will likely alter climate patterns in other, complex ways. For example, glaciers' white surfaces reflect the sun's rays, helping to keep our current climate mild. When glaciers melt, darker exposed surfaces absorb and release heat, raising temperature. Our way of life is based on climate as we know it. First point, glaciers very important to humans is provide fertile soil. This is because glaciers will provide fertile soil for growing crops. Deposits of sand and gravel are used to make concrete and asphalt. In addition, it will make easier for agricultural fields. Second point, glacier very important to human, which is provide fresh water. As we know, rivers need a fresh water, which is kept from the melting of glaciers. The Gangotri Glaciers is one of the largest glaciers in the Himalayan mountains, and the Ganges is the most important source of fresh water, which is in India and Bangladesh. The third importance of glacier to human is provide drinking water, especially for people living in arid climates near mountains often rely on glacier melt for their water for part of the years. In South America, residents of La Paz and Bolivia rely on glacier melting from a nearby ice cap to provide water during the significant dry spells they sometimes experience. In addition, demand for glacier water has increased in other, perhaps less expected ways too. Some beverage companies sell bottles of glacier melt water, and ice cube made of glacier ice are popular in some specialty drinks. In fact, a Chilean man was arrested in 2012 for stealing 5 tons of ice from the George Juan Glacier. He had planned to sell the ice to restaurants in the capital, Santiago. Glaciers are also very important for animals, especially for the cold-blooded animals which live at there. For example, like mountain goat, deerder, and chamois. In addition, if the glacier destroy or disappear indirectly, it will affect to the habitat for the cold-blooded animal. The reason is cold-blooded animals very hard to survive at hot temperature as a glacier, so it will make them becoming extinct. Next is about what types of animal and plant at glaciers. So let's check it out. Actually, there are a lot of animals at glaciers like bison, ox, mouse, bighorn sheep, and so on. But let me show you two example animals at there. The first is grizzly bear and the second is penguin. This is the example of plants at glacier. The first is alpine and the second is Sitka spruce. That's all from me, and thank you for watching. Let's go to the second presenter.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Mohammad Azharuddin bin Rashid, 2019-203598, and today I will explain about the effect of melting of glaciers on the life and the environment on the earth. Global warming is a global environment issue that occurs as a result of human grade. Although the effects of global warming are not so significant, the effects are damaging glaciers in Arctic and Antarctic regions. This time, we will share 5 adverse effects on these glaciers melting on human and the environment. The first and the most significant adverse effect that will occur is massive flooding. This rapid melting of glaciers will produce a lot of water and flow into a river. However, if too much water enters the river, then it will overflow because the river cannot overcome the inflow of too much water due to the melting of glaciers. If this happens, then the area that are located near river, especially those in low-lying position, will experience flooding. Statistics record around the world also show that the most area located on the coast and close to the river record rising tides and the sea level due to this increase in amount of water. The second effect is the extinction of living things and habitats living in the Arctic and Antarctic. According to statistics, the number of polar bears has been declined in recent years due to melting of ice in North and South poles. This snowy area is the natural habitat of this animal, but due to the melting of glaciers, its natural habitat is getting smaller. In addition to habitat loss, the melting of these glaciers also adversely affect their food source. This condition makes this animal increasingly difficult to survive and increasingly threatened to extinction. The next effect is the loss of habitat and marine life. Coral reefs play an important role in the sea. It serves as a natural habitat for a wide variety of animals in the sea, helping to regulate oxygen and carbon dioxide and protecting the coast from the waves erosion. Coral reefs usually grow in shallow water and tropical, where they need sunlight to survive. However, the melting of the glaciers that will cause sea level to rise. This rising sea level is causing this coral reef to die. Continue to occur as a result of human action itself. Just sooner or later, it depends on the environment itself. Next, we will be with Athirah to explain the reason of the melting of the glaciers.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Athirah Binti Shaharum. Today, I would like to present about the topic of the causes of ice melting glaciers. There are 5 causes of the ice melting glaciers, which are burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, ice-breaking ships, oil and gas drilling, and climate change. As we all know, human activities are at the root of this problem. As a result of this industrial revolution, carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas emissions, which have elevated temperatures even higher in the poles. Glaciers are rapidly melting, cooling off into the sea and retreating on land. The burning of fossil fuels is one of the causes of ice melting glaciers. Fossil fuels such as oil, natural gas, and coal are used to generate energy. This energy is required to develop electricity and power transportation and industrial processes. The use of fossil fuels has resulted in an increase in greenhouse gas levels in the atmosphere, which has contributed the warming trend because the trapped heat in the atmosphere. So the increase in temperature is causing more and more glaciers to melt. For example, the limits of greenland ice sheet are rapidly decreasing, according to NASA's repeated research on global warming. Next, deforestation. As we know, deforestation is the act of permanently removing trees in order to make way for something other than a forest. So, cutting down trees to create more space for human activities is actually proving detrimental to the environmental balance. There is an increase in the release of carbon dioxide, while less of it is being absorbed by trees because they are constantly reduced in number owing to deforestation, and it also produces greenhouse gas emissions and increase in sea levels. Furthermore, ice-breaking ships is also the causes of ice-melting glaciers. During the months of summer, ice-breaking ships head to the north into the Arctic Ocean, breaking through the ice at sea. The ships end up leaving trails of open waters. Open water absorbs more heat than ice because it has a reduced ability to avoid solar rays. As a result, the water warms up and causing more ice to melt. Moreover, the oil and gas extraction process also emit methane, which is the main constituent in natural gas. The gas is more damaging to the environment than carbon dioxide, working in heat more efficiently and escalating global warming. The last one is climate change. Temperatures are rising due to greenhouse gases trapping more heat in the atmosphere. As temperature rises, there is less snowpack in mountain ranges and polar areas and the snow melts faster. Overall, glaciers are melting at a faster rate with the warmer temperature. The heat is released into the atmosphere and causing more global warming. As a result, more ice melts. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Nabilah Binti Mohammad Lateh. My student ID is 2019410048. In my part, I will explain about how can we stop the melting of glaciers and the latest update about Antarctic ice shelf. Let's start.
The effects of global climate change can cause the melting ice and rising the sea levels. A glacier structure changes all the time. Melting is a natural process that is countered by falling snow that compacts into ice and restores the glacier's surface area. On the other hand, glaciers are melting more faster than they can be rebuilt due to unnatural rapid global warming. Slowing global warming is the only method to slow the glacial melting.
How can we stop the melting of glaciers?
The first step is plant trees. According to data presented at the American Association for the Advancement of Science Conference, reforestation is the most cost-effective way to reduce global warming and hence can lower world temperatures because trees can absorb carbon dioxide, which makes for 82% of the greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Planting more trees can help to reduce the quantity of carbon in the atmosphere. As the word of wisdom from Chinese proverb says that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The second step is burn less fossil fuel. To support our way of life, humanity has become dependent on the burning of fossil fuels. Yet, this is increasing global warming at an unnatural rate. We must use alternate energy sources, improve our energy efficiency, and reduce our own carbon footprints in order to repair the glaciers. For example, lower down the thermostat. Since electricity is the one of the most major contributors to greenhouse gas emissions, as a result, lowering the thermostat is the most effective way to minimize the electricity consumption while also lowering the carbon emissions. The third is alternative energy solutions. Global warming can be reduced by using alternative energy sources. Solar panels are made out of solar cells that absorb and convert the sun's heat into energy. Wind turbines are towers that generate electricity by using the kinetic energy of the wind. Geothermal energy makes use of the heat that exists deep within the earth. Biofuels like ethanol can be produced in your own backyard by fermenting and combining vegetable, fruit, and green waste, such as ethanol is used to generate biodiesel fuel, which is a clean burning diesel fuel. The last step is individual solutions. There are 6 individual solutions that we can practice in our daily life. Drive as little as possible. Many cities have well-developed public transit systems. To get to your location, you can carpool, ride your bike, walk or jog, take shorter showers, turn off the water when brushing your teeth, switch off light when not in use, hang laundry outside to dry, and disconnect electronics when not in use to conserve energy at home.
Now, let's talk about the latest update on the Antarctic ice shelf.
The first update is third of Antarctic ice shelf area at collapse rate due to global warming. New Delhi. Over a third of the Antarctic ice shelf area may be at risk of collapsing into the sea if global temperatures reach 4 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels according to a study. The research published in the Geophysical Research Letters journal found that 34% of the area of all Antarctic ice shelf, around 500,000 square kilometers, including 67% of ice shelf area on the Antarctic Peninsula, would be at risk of destabilization under such a warming scenario. The researchers identified the Lazen Sea, Shackleton, Pie Island, and Working Ice Shelf as most at risk under 4 degrees Celsius of warming due to their geography and the significant runoff predicted in those areas. The second update is melting of Antarctic ice shelf to double by 2050. Washington. The melting of Antarctic ice shelf will double by 2050 and by 2100. Melting may surpass all prediction if greenhouse gas emissions continue at the present rate, a new study have warned. Ice shelves are the floating extensions of the continent's massive land-based ice sheets. While the melting or breakup of floating ice shelf does not directly raise sea level, ice shelves do have a doorstop effect. They slow the flow of the ice from glaciers and ice sheets into the ocean, where it melts and raises the sea level. Last but not least, when done on a wide scale, these seemingly insignificant actions have a significant impact, and they will go a long way toward lowering the carbon footprint and solving the glaciers. That's all from us. Thank you.